Hello and welcome to another edition of Free Information. I am your host. I am also not Jack Vera. We are continuing on discussing continents, and today we are discussing Antarctica. Antarctica is a large landmass. It is, believe it or not, the largest desert in the world. Now you may say, wait a minute, deserts are sandy and hot. Well, deserts are all actually defined by the amount of rainfall. Therefore, Antarctica, largest desert in the world. You're welcome. Antarctica, would you like to get there? Become a scientist. Scientists are there from around the world, and they study this landmass. You can watch this show. I think it's called like the Seventh Continent or the Lost Continent or the Hard to Get to Continent. I think it was only one season, but it followed this New Zealand Antarctica team that was there studying Antarctica, and it was cool because you get to hear the New Zealand dialect, and it was Antarctica, so it was pretty neat. Of course, tourists go there, but why do you go there? Do you have no money? Do you have nowhere else to go? Have you been everywhere else? What's the point? You're not going to see any culture. You know, the people that are native to Antarctica are the penguins. I don't think anyone's been born in Antarctica. And if they did, I don't think they stayed. It's not really a place, leave it alone. Now, some may say, but I want to go there. I want to see the ice shelves while they're still there so that I can appreciate them. Are you going to appreciate them more after you see it? You want to see them before they leave? How are you helping the ice shelves by going there? Is your freezer full of ice? Are you trying to add to it? No. Don't go. That's probably the best way you can help preserve the ice shelves, is just don't go. Are you going to believe in it even more having been there? I believe in polar bears. You don't see me trying to touch one. Why? Because I appreciate my hands and a polar bear would eat it. All right? The penguins aren't all like, hey, we're so happy you came. No, because they talk to the other birds and they're like, yeah, these people are horrible. They eat us. That's what the penguins tell each other. Antarctica, lovely place. If you're a scientist, you're actually going to study something, not just study selfies and TikTok. That's right. I'm talking to you, TikTokers. Yep. But there's not a lot there. There's no diners in Antarctica. People dine, but there's not an actual diner. Maybe they call it a cafeteria. People talk bad about diners. So I don't want to go to that diner. Looks crusty. You know what? It's a diner. Stop talking bad about diner. Do you want food? Diners are like the Walmart of the world. Diners are like pizza. Diners are like, hey, just look, we have food. Do you like food? Are you hungry? Maybe that's a better call. Are you hungry? Come over here. You're not going to find anyone that's trying hard there. Nothing is forced. It's full of families and grandparents. Like, hey, we're just trying to eat and calm down. That's what it's for. That's what it's meant for. And you know what? We're happy about it. When we were a kid, you were happy to go in a diner. They gave you paper. You could draw on it. Maybe they had hot cocoa or something. And that was it. And we all had a great time. And we were happy. You're going to eat it and you're going to be happy. So, they don't have that over there. No, they don't. Also, flip-flops. They don't have that there. Because you shouldn't be wearing them. You're in Antarctica. I almost said Australia. You know what they call flip-flops in Australia? Not flip-flops. Yep, some Australians right now are like, no, that is not what they're not. They're saying it in Australian dialect, though. So just imagine that, that how they talk. Which is what we'll be discussing in our next week's program of Free Information. Australia. I'm sorry, I can't. Most of us can't do it. You know what? We're going to be talking about the next time. Ask somebody from a different dialect to do your dialect. And then when they can't, you'll realize, is that how I sound when I think I'm doing your dialect? Yes. Yes, it is. Flip-flops. The original swoosh. But it's not Nike. Well, sometimes it is Nike. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of Free Information. As already mentioned, we will be discussing Australia in our next episode. This episode has been brought to you by the combustion engine. Feel like you're about to combust? Try an engine.